Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the wands of the wizarding world. Now, if you're any sort of Harry Potter fan at all, then you'll know that wands are tools that wizards use to channel their magic. We're introduced to Ollivander's wand shop right near the beginning of the Philosopher's Stone, when Harry is picking up his supplies for Hogwarts. Harry is ultimately given an 11-inch wand made of holly, with a phoenix feather core. And what's interesting about wands is that they choose the wizard, rather than the other way around. Wizards and wands share an almost symbiotic relationship, and that's why some wands simply won't work for certain people. A wand is the object through which a witch or wizard channels his or her magic. It's made from wood and has a magical substance at its core. Wands made by Ollivander have cores of phoenix feather, unicorn hair, or dragon heartstring, and are of varying woods, lengths, and flexibilities. As shown above, wands come in a variety of shapes, colors, sizes, flexibilities, and materials. The main parameters that differentiate each wand are as follows: length, wood type, and lastly, core type. Each element is just as important as the last. Length generally pertains to the size and/or character of the wizard. Most wands are between 9 and 15 inches long. Wand makers often match the wand length to the height of the witch or wizard who will use it, but Ollivander considers this measure inadequate. In his experience, longer than average wands tend to be drawn to those with a physical peculiarity or a bigger personality, whereas abnormally short wands select people whose character lacks in something. Similar to the length, the chosen wood for the wand also takes into account the wizard's individuality, and the type of wood that is eventually chosen can be considered an extension of their personality. You can tell a lot about a person from their wand. Lastly, we have the topic of today's video, the wand core. Like the wand core will act as an extension of the wizard themselves, allowing them to properly tap into their most powerful innate magical abilities. If you have the right wand, then you will always be able to channel your magic better than with a less suited counterpart. The wand maker, of which we are most familiar, Ollivander, has a tendency to utilize 3 primary wand cores: Phoenix, Unicorn, and Dragon. However, what I want to discuss in this video are some of the other, lesser known cores. First, let's hear what Ollivander has to say about the 3 that he personally uses. Early in my career, as I watched my wand maker father wrestling with substandard wand core materials such as kelpie hair, I conceived the ambition to discover the finest cores and to work only with those when my time came to take over the family business. This I have done. After much experimentation and research, I concluded that only 3 substances produced wands of the quality to which I am happy to give the illustrious name of Ollivander: unicorn hair, dragon heartstring, and phoenix feather. Each of these costly and rare materials has its own distinct properties. So, as you can see above, though Ollivander is fully aware of the presence of other available wand core materials, he chooses to stick with dragon, phoenix, and unicorn because they are the most reliable and allow him to consistently make powerful wands. This makes sense because they are all powerful creatures. However, there are other types of cores, and I think that Ollivander is being a little unfair here, as I'm sure some of the others have benefits as well. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at them all. Let's start with the big 3. Number 1. Dragon. From Pottermore. As a rule, dragon heartstrings produce wands with the most power, and which are capable of the most flamboyant spells. Dragon wands tend to learn more quickly than other types. While they can change allegiance if won from their original master, they always bond strongly with the current owner. The dragon wand tends to be easiest to turn to the dark arts, though it will not incline that way of its own accord. It is also the most prone of the 3 cores to accidents, being somewhat temperamental. Number 2. Phoenix. From Pottermore. Phoenix feathers are capable of the greatest range of magic. Though they may take longer than either unicorn or dragon cores to reveal this, they show the most initiative, sometimes acting of their own accord, a quality that many witches and wizards dislike. Phoenix feather wands are always the pickiest when it comes to potential owners, for the creature from which they are taken is one of the most independent and detached in the world. Number 3. Unicorn. From Pottermore. Unicorn hair generally produces the most consistent magic, and is least subject to fluctuations and blockages. Wands with unicorn cores are generally the most difficult to turn to the dark arts. They are the most faithful of all wands, and usually remain strongly attached to their first owner, irrespective of whether he or she was an accomplished witch or wizard. Okay, so now that we've got the big three out of the way, let's dive into the lesser known stuff. Number 4. Vila. Vila hair wands come from, well, Vila, semi-human magical beings that resemble beautiful women with white gold hair and moon-bright skin. Fleur Delacour notably has a Vila hair core in her wand, and Ollivander has described Vila hair as highly temperamental, which makes sense. I suspect that Gregorovich may have used Vila hair in his wands. Number 5. Basilisk. It has been expressed that the horn of a basilisk can be used as a wand core, and was notably used by Hogwarts founder Salazar Slytherin for his own wand. This should come as no surprise given his affinity for basilisks, giant serpentine beasts often associated with dark wizards. Number 6. Wampus cat. Wampus cat hair is a core material used by American wand maker Johannes Jonker. The Wampus cat is a magical cat native to the United States, and is actually the symbol for one of the houses at Ilvermorny School. Number 7. Thunderbird. Thunderbird tail feathers come from the famously powerful magical beast, the Thunderbird, a large cousin of the phoenix that's capable of causing storms. The Thunderbird is also one of the house symbols at Ilvermorny School. Number 8. Snallygaster. The Snallygaster heartstring core comes from the magical beast, the Snallygaster. The core was used by Isolde Serre to make wands for some of those that began attending Ilvermorny School. Number 9. Jackalope. Another of the wand core types utilized by Isolde Serre of Ilvermorny, the jackalope antler comes from the fabled jackalope, a mythical creature from North American folklore described as a jackrabbit with antelope horns. Number 10. Rougarou. Rougarou hair comes from the dangerous dog-headed magical beast that inhabits the US. Rougarou are said to resemble werewolves, sporting the head of a dog and the body of a human. Rougarou hair cores are used by American wand maker Violetta Beauvais. Some believe that Rougarou hair has a connection with the dark arts, since Rougarou are highly dangerous magical beasts. Serafina Picquery, former president of Makusa, has a Rougarou hair in her wand. Number 11. Thestral. Thestral hair comes from the fabled magical beast, the Thestral. If you weren't already aware, Thestrals are a breed of winged horse with a skeletal body, face with reptilian features, and wide, bat-like wings. The argument could be made that the Thestral hair core is the most powerful of all wand cores, as the Elder Wand itself is the only wand in existence known to use it. However, it is also possibly the most unstable and the most difficult to use of all of the cores. Number 12. Troll. Troll whiskers cores come from the facial hair of trolls, massive, albeit stupid creatures that exist in the magical world. Troll whisker cores are considered to be a relatively inadequate wand material, however they are passable. Number 13. Dittany. Dittany stalk cores are the only cores in canon that come from plant. At least, it's the only one that we know about. Dittany is a powerful restorative healing herb that may be eaten raw to cure shallow wounds. Number 14. Horned serpent. Horned serpent horns are taken from, you guessed it, horned serpents, large magical snakes with a multitude of abilities. The core was used by Isolde Serre and is said to be exceptionally powerful. Additionally, the wand core itself is sensitive to Parseltongue and is said to vibrate when Parseltongue is being spoken. The core also warns the owner of danger by emitting a low musical tone. Number 15. White River Monster. White River Monster spines come from white river monsters, a magical fish native to the White River in Arkansas. The wand core was pretty much exclusively used by wand maker Tiago Quintana, and the cores were thought to produce spells of great elegance and force. Number 16. Bone. Apparently, all sorts of bones can be used as wand cores. There's no canon evidence anywhere to suggest that any particular type of bone is better, but apparently they can be used. Wands containing a bone core may also simultaneously contain a shell core. Number 17. Shell. Similar to the peculiar use of bone above, it has been expressed that shell can be used as a wand core. Newt Scamander notably had a wand with elements of shell in its core. Number 18. Coral. Coral exists in our own world, a marine invertebrate. However, in Harry Potter, it has magical properties and can be used as a wand core. Wand maker Gregorovich notably uses coral wand cores in some of his wands. Number 19. Curupira. Curupira hair cores come from Curupira, red-haired, forest-dwelling dwarves native to Brazil. It is a notoriously unstable wand core, but it has been expressed that if the wand chooses you, then you must be a very talented wizard. Number 20. Kelpie. Last but not least, well, sort of least, we have the Kelpie hair core. Kelpie hair is of course from Kelpies, shape-shifting water demons native to Great Britain. Ollivander himself has publicly denounced the usage of Kelpie hair in his wands. Early in my career, as I watched my wand maker father wrestling with substandard wand core materials such as Kelpie hair, I conceived the ambition to discover the finest cores. And that's it for this video. Did you guys know that there were 20 different core types? I bet you didn't. Let me know in the comment section below the new ones that you learned. I'm going to be making the same video but for wand woods in the future. Also, if you've taken the Pottermore wand quiz, let me know what your wand is. Until next time, remember, every human life is worth the same and worth saving.